If you had to distill the essence of the real estate market over the last year and moving into 2026 into one word, what do you think that word might be? Your answer to that question will depend in part, I suppose, on your perspective. Are you a buyer looking to buy something in the fairly near future? Are you maybe a seller that's stressed about the thought of selling in what might be deemed a down market? Or are you somebody that's standing on the sidelines looking at the real estate market from the outside in? Or maybe you have real estate, but you're not looking at making a move anytime soon. I've got my own answer to that question, a word in mind, if you will. But before I get to that, let me provide a bit of a preamble by way of some questions that I believe are top of the mind for many Canadians. First, is the market due for a correction? And if so, how far will that correction go? Second, is there really a shortage in housing? And if so, why do so many houses remain unsold? Third, why does affordability remain such an issue? And why can't we solve that problem? Fourth, if you're a first-time buyer, assuming that you've already been pre-approved for a mortgage, is now really a good time to buy? Or are you better off continuing to rent? Fifth, will the Bank of Canada interest rate reductions that we've experienced over the past year lead to renewed vibrancy within the economic sector, thereby supporting the housing sector as well? Or are we in for a longer period of economic downturn or economic malaise? And finally, sixth, given the extreme market gyrations that we've experienced over the last several years, is real estate still a good investment? Is it a wealth builder, or is it now a debt trap? Now, these are just a few of the questions that are designed to get us to think about that first question, which is, if you had to distill the essence of the real estate market over the past year down to one single word, what would that word be? Now, your word might be different from mine, and that's okay. You know, I was talking with a friend of mine the other day about this, and she said that her word was opportunity. She saw this as a tremendous opportunity. Somebody else said, no, it's a balanced market. The word that he used was balance. And still somebody else said, no. This situation right now in this market is very stressful. I would say that it's upsetting. The word is upsetting. For me, the word is confused. I see the real estate market as generally being in a state of confusion right now. You know, people all want certainty around outcomes when it comes to buying or transacting real estate. And yet the speculation about where the market is and where it's going is all over the map. So that creates uncertainty, which in turn creates confusion. So what are we supposed to do with that? Where do we go from here? Well, I would say, first of all, bear in mind that nobody has a crystal ball, not even those who pretend like they do. So take all of these speculations, these prognostications about the future of real estate with a grain of salt. Recognize that while some of them may indeed come true, most of them won't, and we don't really know which ones will. So don't become bogged down by the what ifs or by the fear of what might happen in the future. Instead, focus with positive expectation on your own decisions and on living your life the best way that you can going forward. And bear in mind that the changes that happen in our lives often happen incrementally. They don't happen all at once. In fact, sometimes we don't even really recognize them for what they are until later. So yes, it's good to make plans and to have goals, and I would encourage you to do that. But don't allow yourself to become too enamored with the result, with the outcome. Rather, focus on process and on next steps, and allow yourself to take delight in the journey. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, then I would appreciate some form of interaction, whether that be a like or a comment or a follow or a share with somebody else, whatever. I appreciate any and all forms of engagement. And again, thanks for watching. We'll talk again soon.